Arushi from me, Hrishi K, and everybody who's watching and listening. Wonderful to talk to you. How are you?
I'm good, feeling really good to be here and talking to you. Really excited.
So, do you remember the first time you met Imtiaz? And where did you meet him? Was it through a casting process or even otherwise? Would you just tell us about it, please?
Okay, so it was in the year 2014 and I was doing my engineering. I was in college. And before that, I had no interest in acting. I'm from Himachal, so there's not much when it comes to acting in that area. So I was doing engineering and Imtiaz sir had come to our college for recce of his film Tamasha in 2014, and there they his team started taking auditions for extras and all of that, and I also gave one of those auditions, and that was my first ever audition, and they gave me this role of Princess Sanyukta in Tamasha, and I got a chance to work with Ranbir Kapoor and got a chance to be directed by Imtiaz sir, and that is how it all started. Yeah.
And did you stay in touch with him after that, or was there a long gap of no communication?
So in 2015, I got to know that there is a screening happening from some AD, and I started, messaging them that I want to be there, and they told, yeah, you can come. So I went for that screening in 2015 for Tamasha, and there I told him, sir, I would love to act again if you feel there's any opportunity for me. And he gave me this number of Mukesh Chabra sir, and then so I was giving a lot of auditions to him, self tests basically. I never shifted to Bombay, so that is.
Did you manage to finish your engineering ultimately? And
Yes.
which field was that? Was it electrical? Was it electronic computers? What?
I finished my engineering in information technology. I'm a full-fledged engineer, and after finishing my college, I even worked for a year. Yeah.
Wow, was that in Shimla itself or elsewhere?
No. I was also in Chennai for a few months, and then I shifted to Gurgaon for a few months. Yeah, in an IT company.
And now you're officially in Bombay after this release.
Yes, I thought this is the right time to shift to Bombay. After the film, after we finished shooting, I thought okay, I think this is the right time to shift to Bombay, and I shifted last year.
Didn't your parents kind of freak out? Because normally parents of kids who are in technical institutes always want them to do the run-of-the-mill jobs and things like that. And their daughter going alone, living in Bombay, doing the whole struggle for the acting bit, was it tough for you to kind of convince them and for them to see the light as far as your acting career is concerned?
So for my parents and for my family, it is something which we never thought of. My parents are both judges; they are in judiciary. So for us, it's always been you have to study and you have to work. That's it. But surprisingly, I don't know why, they have been very supportive of everything. I mean, it is a roller coaster ride, people don't even exaggerate when they say that it is a roller coaster ride, but I think my parents have been so supportive, and I don't know, I really get emotional when I talk about my parents, because they have really, been so patient with everything, and emotionally also there, and financially, of course, because Bombay is an expensive city. So I'm very happy and blessed to have such parents.
So has mom come and stayed here with you, or are you staying absolutely alone as a PG or renting? Just how you're managing?
So, no, my mom doesn't stay with me. She's still working. I don't want them to leave their jobs and come here. But she visited me once, and I'm living alone. Yeah.
Wow. So that must be fun in a lot of ways, because were you in hostel in engineering college? Yeah, you were. So you've gotten used to the life alone.
Yeah, but I think still, when I shifted to Bombay, I thought मैं कर लूँगी, I'll be okay. But then, slowly and steadily, because of this profession, I think it changes. Bombay is a beautiful city. I think it's very homely, but the profession is in itself a very, it makes you feel very insecure sometimes. You don't know what's going to happen next. So that way, Bombay is tough. But so far so good.
Lovely. And did you actually test for this particular role in full get-up? Or like you said, giving all these tests with Mukesh Chabra, or was some random test sent to Imtiaz? Did you actually play act the role while auditioning?
So, like, again, I was in Gurgaon last year, February. I got a call from Mukesh sir only, and he said, like, he didn't tell me which film it is, which role it is. He just said that I think you should give this audition, and he said he was very convinced that, you know, I think you should do it, and you should give your 100% for this. And I called my mom, and I asked her, should I, you know, because I don't know, you know, I'm not sure about this, where it is going. I don't want to be, you know, again and again going through this, because it becomes tough after a while, again and again giving so many auditions and getting rejected. So she told me, just go give this audition and come back and resume. That's it. Resume with your life. Don't think too much about it. And that's what I did. And yeah, in that audition, Imtiaz sir was also there. Mukesh sir was there. And yeah, there was a brief that you have to, you know, be dressed in a certain way and all of that. Yeah, that's it.
So when you were on Tamasha, on the set, doing that bit part, did you fangirl all over RK and with Deepika? Did you meant to get to meet Deepika, or was it just RK?
So I did not get to meet Deepika. It was only Ranveer at that time. But oh God, that moment I still remember. I mean, that incident when I finally got to see him and he was like, "Hi Arushi, I'm Ranveer." I still remember how it made me feel, you know, like he's so charming. And yeah, like I was very young that time, and my my college friends were also there, and you know, they were like, yeah, and I was also like silently saying, yeah, like this finally is happening. It was a huge moment for me, and you know, but I could not meet Deepika, and that is why I wanted to go for the screening of Tamasha. And yeah, that is when I got to meet her and Ranveer Singh as well. Bonus.
Sweet. So this role couldn't have been easy to do because you're going back to playing a schoolgirl, and technically it's been a few years since school, college happened. You were even working for a while. So did you have to change physically? Did you have to even lose even more weight to look a little more younger? Take me through that, the physicality of it, then we'll come to the acting.
Okay, so I did not lose any weight. I don't think Imtiaz sir wanted me to lose any more weight or anything for that. But he told me, so there was a gap of 1 month before the shoot had to start. I got locked. I was the last person to come on board. I got locked in February last week, and in March we were already, you know, starting with the shoot and all of that. So I did not get that much time. But, you know, whatever gap I had, he told me, you know, if you can go to a school, not just like go to a school and just attend the classes with 12th standard kids, you know. And that's what I did. I went back home, and I just told the principal that I want to do some, you know, research on school kids psychology, something I said.
You didn't tell the teacher that you are in the film?
No.
You weren't allowed to, I think.
Yeah, I didn't. And because, you know, I didn't want kids to just change their behavior, because otherwise they would have been like, oh, film, which film, and all of that. I just sat there silently and observed them. And I think, I mean, Imtiaz sir told me when we did that scene, which is in the trailer as well, when I go up to him, and he said that, you know, I can see that there is some physically you're changing. And also, of course, the costume and the school bag, all of that plays a lot of role. But that's what I did to, you know, go back to that school girl feel, whatever.
So did your principal ever call you back and say, now I know why you really came to do all that research?
No, I don't think he has seen the trailer and all, but I'm sure, yeah. I'll
Eventually it'll happen.
Yeah, hoping so.
So love in Shimla and in small towns, which is actually represented in your part in Love Aaj Kal, is it still a lot different from love in, let's say, Gurgaon or Bombay or some of the other metropolises? I know that your story is dated to 1990, but I'm saying growing up in a small town as opposed to a big city, do you think the small things of love are different in those small towns?
I think, yeah, because you know, it's not just about small town and big cities. I feel it's also about culture. You know, I think every city has its own culture, and it makes an impression on you while you're growing up. So when you go to a city like Udaipur, you will have that different kind of expression to things, and similarly for Shimla as well. So there is a difference, I'm sure, but it's only at the level of expressing it. I think the feelings are still the same as far as it comes to first love, I feel. Even across generations, I feel that first rush of emotions when you start feeling, you start falling in love. I think it's the same. I don't think that it changes.
You don't think that parents in small towns are becoming more progressive? Because times are changing, there's no doubt about that. So are parents in small towns also progressing? Now that I know for a fact that you can't compare a relationship of yours in Shimla with Gurgaon or Bombay, because you're not getting into that, how different those relationships are. But you think parents have become more liberal with their children in small town India?
I think, yeah, because especially because time is changing so fast. There is this advent of technology, and people are exposed to, I mean, our parents are at least on Facebook. I don't know about Instagram, but my parents are on Facebook, and they are reading, consuming information, and they are bound to change. They are progressing, for sure, but I don't know, it's fair to, whether it's fair to compare them like earlier they were regressive and now they are progressive, because it is bound to happen. 10 years down the line things will change, and I don't know whether you want to call it a progression or regression. It's very relative. It is how it is. I think we think too much about these things, and also I feel every household is different. Every person, every kid, and the parents are going through different circumstances. So it's. I think we reduce it to just, we shouldn't reduce it to something like this, I feel.
So now tell me about the kind of person she is, about your part, how she falls in love with Karthik, what really happens in the school, stuff about your character.
Okay, so my character's name is Leena, and so my character's story starts from the age of 18 and it goes up to, I think, when she's 30, 32. So that is, but I don't know how much I can tell you about what happens in the story. But yes, when she's in school, she sees this guy who's following her everywhere, but she's also feeling that, okay, I kind of like him, and all of that. And I think that time, I think this thing was very different. The way of expressing your love, or it's not very upfront that time. And she wants to talk to this guy, but she doesn't know where, because they don't actually meet socially. They can't meet socially. So that is her dilemma. She wants to talk, but she doesn't know where. So whenever she's talking to him, she's aware of her environment all the time. And then, yeah, they start falling in love. And then when they, get into this age of 20s and all of that, they start understanding the complications and conflicts and all of that. And then, that's it. I don't know whether I should be telling you more about it. And finally, what happens in the end, I think.
Did you really shoot in Udaipur, or do you guys shoot elsewhere and make it seem as though it's Udaipur?
No, it was shot in Udaipur. We shot there for around 24 days. But we also did some part in Delhi and also in Bombay.
And the school, is it in Udaipur? Yeah.
Yes.
Shown a school, yeah.
Yes, it is in Udaipur.
So Karthik's now a national sensation in terms of being the crush for girls all around and things like that. But the good news is he's also a small town boy. I mean, he grew up in Gwalior, and now he's become successful. Have you struck an easy friendship with him? Is he easy to get along with? Your vibe on the set with Imtiaz, with Karthik, sorry.
I think he's a very, very, very friendly person. This is the place where I actually met him for the first time, and I remember when I saw him, it felt like he's also an engineer. So I feel like engineers have a vibe, and when I saw him, it felt like, yeah, he seems like some old buddy I'm meeting after some days. And he's very, very friendly. He'll ask you, what are you eating? What's your diet? All of that. It then instantly makes you feel comfortable. But when it comes to, the acting part, I feel although he is this very friendly, joyful kind of person, but he's also very focused. And for me, initial days were tough because I felt like I'm getting distracted by everything. Everything seemed important to me, and that started making things difficult for me. But then I started observing him, how he is managing. I think as an actor, it's important to be focused even in chaos. Yes, on set, it's not the most peaceful environment all the time. But I think he gives his 100% all the time, and even things are going on in every direction. I feel like that is what I learned from him. I think
And in Udaipur, did you get some free time? You guys just hang out, see the city, or were you just filming all the time? Did you have some local cuisine? Did you go out for dinner, the unit, this, that, or was it just work, get on to the hotel, work, get on to the hotel?
I mean, we had couple of days in between, and we like Imtiaz sir is a foodie, a big time foodie, and he also is very good with making friends and then asking them instantly, आप खाना बनाते हैं क्या, अच्छा खाना, and all of that. So we had a lot of good food. I think Udaipur was really fun that way. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of since you mentioned food on two occasions, one that, how Karthik asks you about your diet and things like that. Now Imtiaz is so passionate about food. What's your go-to food? I mean, are you actresses are so careful about what they eat. Are you really careful? Are you keeping a check on what you eat, or are you just like, I can eat anything kind of person?
No, I don't think so. I'm that kind of person. I can eat anything. No, I have to, because I have to think about what I'm eating all the time, because not all the time, but I try to check what I'm eating, and at least be mindful when you're eating is important. But I do not have a specific diet. I just love homemade food. That's what I like. I can't just every night go out and have dinners outside. I'm not that kind of a person. I really start getting irritated by even in Udaipur, after a while it was tough to always order and eat. I really was craving homemade food. So I think I'm that kind of person. I
hope you have a good bhai who comes and cooks for you and leaves the food home.
No. I think that's the biggest dilemma of my life. I think it's really, I think good bhais are God sent,
Totally. They always say, "Achhi bhai or acha driver naseeb walon ko milta." But are you cooking yourself? Or do you cook the odd meal, at least one meal a day, or you just order in? What are you doing?
I try to at least cook my own breakfast every day, but sometimes it's not possible. And for those days, I have my bhai.
So what do you cook for breakfast? Do you do eggs, or do you do like a poha or an upma? What do you do?
I like upma and poha and chila, like multi-grain chila.
You make all that yourself?
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, I love cooking.
Is that your mom's recipes, or you just picked it up off the net?
YouTube.
I also noticed on your Insta feed that you listen to Amy Winehouse. That's so cool. So what's on your phone? Apart from the music of Aaj Kal, of course, that I'm sure is there on the playlist. But what else is on your phone? And what do you listen to, and what are you passionate about?
I mean, currently I feel I'm listening to a lot of old songs. Kishore Kumar and like Kishore Kumar and Sahir Ludhianvi's music. I'm really into it now.
Why? Because you're doing a retro part in a film. Is that why?
Maybe, I don't know. But like,
you weren't asked to listen to it. No, I mean, it's not as if Imtiaz said.
No. It's like, I think I go through phases in music, If there's one phase, I just want to stick to that phase for a month or two, and then I move on. That's the kind of person I am, I feel.
So as a kid in Shimla, what were you listening to? Like in engineering college, or as a kid, what are you listening to?
I think everything, Linkin Park and, I don't know, Beatles.
Yeah. Engineering college people are into a lot of rock.
Yeah. I mean, we listen to everything, actually. Yeah.
Cool. A concert that you've been to that you thought was really cool as a kid, now a music concert. It could be anybody. I mean, it could be Arijit, could be whatever, Katy Perry. You haven't been to a concert. You're a concert virgin. You have to go to a concert. Come on.
I haven't been to any concert yet, but hopefully soon.
An interesting drive that you've been on. Could be anywhere. Could be Bombay to Goa, Shimla to somewhere. A drive that is totally memorable, and you have to tell me why it was memorable.
It was a family trip. I think 4-5 years ago. We went we went to Rajasthan, and I think the road trips are really beautiful. Yeah, you can see the sunrise and sunsets, and some random people having chai, having conversations. It's a beautiful. Also, I love on the way, like highway dhabas. I love them. Like I feel like if you talk to them, they have interesting stories. So yeah, that's one trip.
A Rajasthan trip with family.
Rajasthan trip.
Okay. Did you drive yourself, or was somebody else driving and you were sitting?
Somebody else was driving. Yeah.
Okay. Our theme on Valentine's is love yourself. So I want a love yourself tip. Like some people give themselves a spa treatment. Some people pamper themselves in different ways. Some people love themselves by meditating. So what is your love yourself tip? When you're feeling really down and out, what do you do for yourself?
I think I would say, embracing your weaknesses is really important. Lately, I don't know whether it's because of this profession I'm getting into or not, but I feel like I get these flashes of, Arushi, maybe this is not fine. You need to change this maybe or something. But I think I'm trying to embrace everything, every weakness which I have, and I think it's important because otherwise, your core has to remain pure. So yeah, embrace yourself, embrace your weaknesses. That is my tip.
Yeah, and I think in India what we do is also what we're doing on Women's Day is we're doing a campaign saying sorry, not sorry, which is why should you apologize for the way you are? We're constantly apologizing. Oh my God, I'm a little too fat for Instagram. I'm a little too this, little too that. So you think as Indians, as women in particular, you have to stop feeling guilty and saying sorry about things. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think in today's day and age, we are not just preaching women empowerment. The time has come that we start taking actions, and we have to start taking actions in our families, telling each other, empowering each other that it's okay. It's just like a psychology which was being fed to us since generations, and I mean, if we look at it, it's just bullshit.
Well said.
Yeah.
So how's the do you have siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have an elder brother or sister? What?
I have a younger sister. She's studying law right now.
How sweet. So she's going in the parents' direction.
Yeah.
So they must be so excited. I mean, are they making a trip to Bombay for the premiere?
They are. Yeah. They'll be coming soon.
How cool is that? Listen, much love. Thank you for talking to us, and I hope to do an interview with you on 100th film.
Oh God, thank you so much. It was lovely being here. Yeah, thank you.